You're standing at the border fence at 3 in the morning, and your truck is loaded with something that'll get you 30 years if they find it. The engine hums. Your hands don't shake anymore. They stopped shaking after the first dozen runs. That's when you realized fear is a luxury you can't afford in this business. 3 years ago, you needed cash fast. Medical bills, debt collectors, the usual American nightmare. Someone knew someone who knew someone, and suddenly you're having coffee with a man who never gave his real name. The job sounded simple. Drive packages across the border, don't ask questions, get paid more in one night than most people make in a month. You told yourself it'd be temporary, just until you got back on your feet. That was 1,000 trips ago. The first time, your heart nearly exploded when the border agent waved you through. You expected sirens, dogs, guns. Instead, you got a bored nod and a "have a nice day." Later, you learned why. The organization doesn't leave things to chance. They own people on both sides. Your truck was never in danger because the inspection schedule had already been adjusted. You tried to quit once. After 6 months, you'd saved enough to pay off your debts. You told your handler you were done. He smiled, ordered another beer, and asked about your sister, the one who just started college in Phoenix. He knew her dorm room number. He knew her class schedule. He didn't need to say anything else. That's when you understood the real job description. You weren't hired as a driver. You were purchased. They spent months building a file on you before that first coffee meeting. Every weak point, every person you love, every place you've ever felt safe. The money wasn't payment. It was bait. Now you're pulling up to the checkpoint again, and the same agent who waved you through last week is working tonight. He'll wave you through again. But here's what keeps you awake. You don't know if he's one of theirs, or if tonight's the night someone finally decided you know too much. The checkpoint light turns green. You roll forward. The agent doesn't even look up from his clipboard, just waves you through like every other night. You're across. The package is delivered. Another $15,000 in your account by morning. You park at the safe house and sit in the dark cab for 20 minutes. Your phone buzzes. Payment confirmed. You should feel relief. Instead, you feel nothing. That's worse than fear. Fear meant you still cared about consequences. This emptiness means you've accepted what you are. You think about the fake passport hidden in your apartment. Luis Hernandez from Veracruz. You haven't looked at it in 8 months. It's still there, pressed between the pages of a book you'll never read. Some nights you imagine using it. Driving to the airport, buying a one-way ticket to anywhere. But you know how that story ends. You've seen the photos they send to people who run. You've heard the screams through warehouse walls. Your sister calls. She's worried about Mom. The men following her are making her paranoid. You tell your sister it's just security, that everything's fine. The lie comes out smooth now. You've had practice. She doesn't believe you, but she stops asking. That's how it works in families like yours. Everyone knows something's wrong. Nobody wants confirmation. You drive home past the same streets you've known your whole life. The taco stand where you ate as a kid, the church where your parents got married, the park where you learned to ride a bike. Everything looks the same. But you're a ghost moving through a world you can no longer touch. Tomorrow, there's another run, then another, then another. This is your life now. Not the life you planned, not the life you wanted. Just the life you have. You park outside your building and sit in the silence. The engine ticks as it cools. Somewhere in the distance, a dog barks. You're not planning your escape anymore. You're just counting days until the organization decides you've outlived your usefulness. That's the only variable left. Not if, but when. You check your rearview mirror one last time before heading inside. Empty street, no headlights, no shadows that don't belong. But you've learned that means nothing. The real watchers are the ones you never see. Inside your apartment, you pour a drink you won't finish and stare at the wall where that fake passport is hidden. Luis Hernandez. A name that belongs to nobody. A life that doesn't exist. You used to pull it out sometimes, hold it. Pretend tomorrow could be different. Now you don't bother. The illusion costs too much energy. Your phone sits on the counter silent for now, but it'll ring. Tomorrow, next week, 3 in the morning. Doesn't matter when, the call always comes. Another package, another border crossing, another lie to tell your family about why you can't make it to Sunday dinner. This is what they don't tell you about selling your soul. It doesn't happen all at once in some dramatic moment. It happens in small increments. One shipment at a time. One compromised border agent at a time. One family member you endanger just by knowing their name. You're not a smuggler anymore. You're not even really a person. You're a function. A working part in a machine that doesn't care if you break, because there's always another desperate idiot willing to take your place. The only choice you have left is whether you break quietly or loudly. And you've seen what happens to the loud ones, so you'll get up tomorrow. You'll check under your car for bombs. You'll make the run. You'll collect the money you can't spend on anything that matters. And you'll do it again the day after that. Because in this world, survival isn't about escape. It's about lasting one more day than you thought you would.